Oculus's current lineup includes the Quest series, and if you count it, they also have the Rift series. Who knows at this point? I recommended picking up a Rift S if you could find one used, and Reddit got mad at me. But I feel like many people forgot about the Oculus Go, a standalone VR headset made for the sole purpose of watching movies and videos and other stuff. Honestly, I really enjoyed the Oculus Go when I got the opportunity to use it. Being able to watch Netflix with a giant 70-inch TV is an amazing experience, even if gaming wasn't really an option with this headset. The Oculus Go doesn't have 6-DoF tracking, meaning it can only track your head's orientation. So not only are you limited by the one controller, you're also limited in the fact that you can't move freely around the space you're currently in. There are a few Oculus Go games, but like I said, without the addition of inside-out tracking, you're left with a pretty tame experience unless you're really into roller coaster videos. As I've said before, one of my main problems with the Quest 2 being that the USB-C port doesn't transfer video, but rather a data signal that will give you a nerfed PC VR experience. I bring this up because the Oculus Go doesn't have a PC VR connectivity feature at all. Maybe you could Frankenstein some Vive trackers to your headset and buy 2 separate controllers, but at that point you might as well just have purchased the Oculus Quest 2 or even at the Valve Index if your budget allowed for it. While I know it completely flopped, even me personally saw it sit on store shelves with almost full inventory at all times. I understand why someone would want this headset, while the experience of watching a movie or video from the car isn't exactly the greatest, because the moment that the car turns everything gets shifted, you're still getting a better experience than watching it on your phone. Or if you're not fortunate enough to have a big TV, then it's nicer than having no media watching at all. I remember when I was in school, we had these more job-focused classes that would teach you about specific topics like cooking or coding. I took a few of these classes on computers, but one year I decided to switch it up and take gaming development instead. That year was the first year that they brought the original Quest and a few Oculus Go's into the classroom. They also had a singular Rift S, but everyone was constantly on it, so I never bothered. A friend of mine, who shall remain nameless for the sake of privacy, would partner up with me. We would take a Quest 1 and an Oculus Go and play out in the hallway since the teacher was cool with us as long as we did our work. The times where I wasn't on the Quest playing Robo Recall, which was the game that truly made me love VR, I was watching tech videos on the Oculus Go. For the longest time, I wanted to get both the Quest 1 and then eventually the Quest 2 along with the Oculus Go. Sadly, the Oculus Go's production was stopped around summer of 2020, only promised to get security updates until 2022. Even now, I still want this headset. I can personally see some use cases for it, like watching movies, videos, and that other thing we don't talk about. And for myself, I edit almost exclusively in VR. With the use of virtual desktop, since I said before there wasn't a link cable for this device, and you know AirLink isn't getting added, I could see this being a monitor replacement. The resolution is about 1440p, so as I've said before in my other videos, above 1080p, but lower than 4K. Editing in VR is like Adderall for me. Having almost every symptom for ADHD, it takes a while for me to gain focus. Editing in VR for whatever reason completely shuts out any noise inside my own head, and I can focus on editing. Plus, the bump up from my small monitors just sitting in a movie theater is always nice. I kind of feel bad for this headset. Not only was it massively unprofitable, many people have completely forgotten about this headset. While I do think it has a space in the VR market, the price was always too steep for practical use. For basically a phone with a gyroscope, you are paying $200 for just movie viewing. While it might be worth it for some people like me to use strictly with virtual desktop, I know not many people had a reason to buy it. For $200, you are better off getting a cheap $25 phone VR headset that could do just about the same thing. Do I recommend you picking a used one up? I mean, if you have a reason to use it like I would, but if you don't buy this headset. Not like I expected anyone to in the first place, but for $200 there were some games you could play, however none of them were any good and none of them were the games you've heard of already. I know this video was kind of pointless, but my analytics on this YouTube channel have shot through the roof. It's kind of crazy. Like, I know I'm not getting that many views, but I kind of have to say thank you because normally I do not get this many views at all. Please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you tomorrow.